Greetings and salutations. It is I, Johnny of the Wizardcast, and yet another episode of Who the Heaven Is I podcast. Now, I'm pretty deep in these episodes. This is season 2 now, and season 2, I haven't been as diligent as the wake up and makeup of these podcasts, but nonetheless, moving and grooving, James Brown style, through these episodes, because, well, I've got a lot to clear out of my head. But today, it's not all about me today. Like, who the heaven is you? Like, who listens to these podcasts? They've changed the formatting from Spotify, so I can't do the polls the same way and the questions, which really sucks. Like, I'm not a big fan of these companies like switching things, especially when you get set in a routine and you're running your thing on it. Like, imagine a company that has like 10,000 people that are doing a certain job, and then all of a sudden software updates and not there anymore. Their future has been 86'd. But anyway, I want to thank you for listening. Because basically you don't have to. Like, it's like no one says, hey, I know there's one person, like my best friend from like second grade, like he listens to like most of them. So hey, shout out to the to J Rock, and coming soon, as a sponsor, Ronnie's Shaker Bake. Well, I'll let him announce that on an episode. I should have him on an episode. I've got all these episodes of other things that have been sitting in the tank for a while, and it's crazy because, well, first off, I am the craziest person on the planet, and crazy good, of course. I've got decades of footage sitting on my hard drives that just needs to be edited. I laugh because who knows, maybe Apple will wipe out my hard drive like they did all my playlists, and then all my footage will be gone, and it's like me waiting for the right moment to edit will be gone. And that's kind of like life, I think. Yeah, but once again, this isn't about me today. This is more about you. So, how are you doing today? Like, what makes you tick? Like, there's got to be a reason you get up in the morning, and obviously, to take a pee is probably one of those things. But then beyond that, like, what is your reason for existence? And I know that might seem like, who the heck is this guy ask me why I'm existing? Who does he think he is? I'm not going to get into that again. But I say this because I want to know. I think when we are able to be honest and transparent about who we are and what we want, then it comes more easy. So, like, I'll go first, right? I was thinking about this episode. It's like Thursday, Throwback Thursday. I'm probably going to do some posts today and share some things because that's what I like to do, right? Even though I haven't done it in a while, I was thinking today I should really post, like, my soul spark. As this episode is sponsored by the Wizardcast, where you can buy your soul sparks. Spark yourself up. Spark someone else up. And basically, soul sparks are my soul pilot logo that come in either token form or necklace form. And basically, a web page will be made where that motivation, that encouragement will be. And so I thought it'd be cool for me to give you the example. I'll do my first soul spark. I'm gonna inspire myself, because at the end of the day, you wake up with yourself, you go to sleep with yourself. That's really all you got, because everyone else, I don't know, they can come and go. And that's the way I've seen it, especially the past couple of years. Like, people you depend upon when you need them, they ain't there. But I think that's by design of the universe, because this is the bad place. It's it's like the TV show The Good Place, but the opposite. we become our own worst enemies. And if we can't inspire ourselves, we're always looking for inspiration in others, it can be challenging. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely some people that will always be there for us, um, like ourselves. And so that's what you got to focus on. And I'm going to post a picture of me when I got my first microphone. I think I was like 5 or 6. I'm going to say 6. Um, it was first grade, I believe. Could have been kindergarten, but I don't know the timelines. I just know I have the photo of that Christmas morning of me getting that microphone, and it was like one of those little microphones back in the. Well, it could have been the 80s, or it could have been the late 70s, where it was FM, and then you tune it in, and you stand in front of the radio, and then your voice goes on the radio. So it was kind of cool. Speaking of which, dun dun dun, spoiler alert, I'm going to be on the radio very soon. I was on the radio the other day. I would edit it a clip. Maybe I should edit it a clip. I don't know. I gotta get permission first. I'll do it on another episode because I gotta find out, FCC regulations, and because that's the way life is. But nonetheless, yeah. So I got this microphone, and getting that microphone was like the best and worst gift because it's the best because I had fun with it. Johnny on the radio, Johnny on the show, Johnny singing, Johnny doing his his little first grade jokes. But it was a lot of pressure because then people would expect me to perform, and it's like I don't feel like a circus pony. Like I do it because I love to do it, and especially at that age, it put an unwarranted amount of pressure on me, and I know there's people like, oh, what are you talking about? No, but seriously, that's how I felt. Like, and I said it in one of my other episodes, I was singing "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head" outside one day, and I don't even know all the words. I just know that that one part. And my dad's like, "Oh yeah, come sing it to Grandma," and then I was like, "I don't know," and he was so like gung ho about me performing for his mother that I froze up, and then I think he got upset that I didn't perform for like the song. But A, I didn't know it, and B, I was just a dude in the backyard singing like as a little kid, and it's like, whew, there's a lot of pressure. And my dad was a very firm guy. You gotta do this, get her done. I love my father unconditionally, but yeah, there's a lot of toughness in that. And I don't think I recovered from a lot of those things. Um, I thought about this the other day. As kids, my family would do skits sometimes during the holidays to have some fun, to put on a show. And I, interestingly enough, was performed by my father. He was doing an Elvis song, and he wanted me to dress in drag. Me going with the flow, I was like, sure, I'll do it. Now, totally transparent, I'm totally heterosexual. If you don't believe me, then give me a single, fun and attractive lady that is willing to get down, and I will prove it to you. But nonetheless, yeah, I did dress in drag during that occasion, and at the time I didn't think anything of it, right? But then, like, I started growing my hair longer when I was in high school, and my dad got really upset, and it was almost like I was gonna sleep over my friend's house, and he got upset about that too. Like, why are you going to sleep over those guys? Like, we're gonna play music and chill out. Like, that's what people do when you're 15, 16 years old. But I really think my father thinks I was homosexual, which is interesting because if there was a seed planted, that would have been it. Like him, like encouraging me to be dressing as a woman. But once again, I just gotta go with the flow. I think that's my openness to kind of be part of whatever I'm surrounded in. Like when I was working at the Apple store, sometimes they'd ask us to do some crazy stuff that didn't think was gonna work. I was one of the people that would just do it, and not give the lip back like a lot of people would. Um, but I would make sure that I could help them with their vision, even though I would give feedback along the way and say, "Hey, don't think this is going to work." But if there was a possibility, I would give them the feedback of how we could tweak it to make it work. But as Apple got bigger and bigger, they took less feedback. It just was more of a dictatorship, and a lot of my friends are jumping ship over there now. Jump ship they must. Yeah, that was a shout out to the Meg Ram. She just recently left, and man, I never thought she was ever going to leave because she seemed like she was like the applesauce boss. But I think, you know, everyone has their breaking point in life, and so back to you because this suddenly came about me as I was giving you an example. Like, A, what motivates you? B, what's your goal? And 3, how do you leverage them together? Like we are just 13 days away from 2025. It's time to come alive. 2025. So I'm doing my best to set myself up for success jumping into the new year, because I'm beyond the way I've been living. I mean, I do not live the pretty life. I've sacrificed a lot the past, definitely 2 years, but more so it feels like 4 years. But yeah, at least the past 2 years. And now it's time for me to step into what I know I can do. And if people want to support me, great. If they don't, then I guess, like my buddy Ryan said, shit or get off the pot, Well, I guess I don't want to shit, that's for sure. I mean, I want to be the shit. I want to be the best version of me, and I feel that I'm becoming more of the best version of me. But the one thing that I found that's holding me back, and this might be resonate with some of you, is that the people around me don't see me as the potential that I see myself being. They try to limit me, and that's why I have to kind of start, stepping back from friends and family that, they don't support me. They want to judge me and tell me how to live. And that's kind of why I started the idea of the Soul Sparks, because I think we can do whatever we want in this world if we put our mind to it. I mean, as we put a man on the moon, so why can't we become a professional baseball player or become a male model, or become a brain surgeon? Not saying I'm going to do any of those things, although I do have some experience modeling from high school. No, but in all seriousness, like I write songs. I love music. I love, writing scripts and acting and all that stuff. I used to think I wanted to be on Saturday Night Live, but I really feel sometimes they bash people hard. They create negative energy, and I'm of the reverse mindset where I just want to send out positive vibes to the universe because there's so much darkness here, so much disbelief. And so I figure I'd be like a blue collar, man of the people type entertainer where, I do my day job, but then my night would come and I'd do my night job, which would be either making music or performing or cracking jokes or, heck, even doing a cooking show. Frugal AF. Taste that. But for me, it's like, I guess I've tried to help people along the way, and I haven't really focused on myself. And I've said this in other episodes, and I still haven't done it. Maybe today's the day. Even this episode, like, I said, it's not about me, it's about you guys. And I'm thinking about how I can make an impactful episode. And I guess the best impact is one of my fortune cookies. The best example, the best gift you can give others is being an example. Or I don't know exactly what it says. I'll have to find it. It's like, but I guess if I can't be the best version of myself, then everything I say means nothing. But I don't think that's true actually, because look at Bill Belichick. I don't remember ever seeing his stats and his records as a football player, but as a coach, everyone knows Bill Belichick. Although, if he was so great, why did they send him down to the college football leagues? I think partly, because they don't want to deal with his competitiveness, or maybe some people get washed up. Maybe I'm washed up. Maybe I do need to shit or get off the pot because maybe it's not meant to be. But there are all signs, like when I shake that magic 8 ball, metaphorically speaking, all signs point to yes. Like, I just gotta step out and just tap the mic and make it happen. So there's that. But I guess if I'm going to answer the questions and be the example, so then you could all play along, is what is my goal? My goal is to entertain on a connected level. I like the mom and pop route, I mean, granted, it'd be fun to play, Madison Square Garden and Hard Rock Stadium and all that stuff. But I'm cool with just doing sets of where it's like just 20 people and me, and it's a more intimate experience, and I can do more customized stuff for the people in the audience. So there's that. I think that will be a focal point of my performing. And what motivates me? This is a slippery slope. I'm just, being around cool people, connecting, like that motivates me. And I guess that's where my depression sinks in, is if I'm not surrounded by cool people and connecting, then it's like, what did I do wrong? Because there was a time in my life where it became effortless. But then I think about it, if I was living my best life, back then I had my show and I was just doing my thing, and then the people kind of came to me. So maybe just me doing my show and doing my songs and doing my little dance, they don't come to me. But my motivation is peace. I like to be at peace and feel like good, so I guess if I just do what I enjoy doing without the expectations and just put it out there like I did back in high school, then maybe my peace will come, or at least I'll come into my own, and I'll be what I've wanted to be. Now, obviously, the caveat to all of this is, the finances, and I when I have honorable clients and people that follow my advice and pay me my worth, things flow. And I guess sometimes, most of the time, I need to follow what my friend Tina says. Put everything in writing. But I've never been that person. I have been that person. But then it's like, as far as enforcing boundaries and contracts and stuff like that, because I've gotten, I feel like the Pony Express, and people have taken me for a ride a bit. Not that kind of ride, okay, but they're not like giddy up, smack. No, and I guess part of the problem is that if I'm doing business with friends, which I don't have a problem doing. I have one client that's a really great friend, values me, pays me what I'm worth, helps me out when things are going rough, but takes my advice, but then, gives me feedback, because sometimes I say things that doesn't align with their brand, which is fine. I don't take things personally. This is business. But I guess That's the test of being able to do business with friends. It's finding friends that are healed or don't have issues, because some of the people that I've done business with, it becomes a very me-centric thing. And Steve Jobs said it, a lot of businesses, they fall into the trap of getting king's disease. And that's not how we grow. We don't grow just being by Lord and Master. Now, it's one thing to be masterful, but in today's world, especially if you understand what oneness truly is, that we are all part of the rainbow star cell, that straight up, teamwork makes the dream work, and everyone's got to play their part. And if you suppress voices and limit choices, then it's probably not going to end well for you. I know myself, I do the opposite. I give everyone such a voice and a choice that my spaceship that I'm driving doesn't navigate to where I want it to be. So balance, Daniel-san, balance. That's what I'm learning. And my friends Deanna and Jess got me a mug last year for Christmas that I cherish so much. It's the yin yang. Because you gotta do your thing, but you gotta keep balance. I had some weird dreams last night. I wasn't gonna share them, but I just feel like I've got to share them. First one was I was at a wedding, and it felt like it was in like the mountains of like Colorado or something like that. Aspen, Colorado. Yeah. And I was helping wrapping up the wedding, and it was interesting. Like all these girls were coming on to me, but I was being transparent. Like I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like I definitely want to hang out, but there's other girls want to hang out too, and I'm just trying to enjoy my life. Like I don't want to get tied down right now, because I don't know exactly what I want right now. And most of them are cool with it. And I think there's this whole movement, like ethical non-monogamous, that, if you're able to be ethical, transparent, communicative, which I found many people aren't. They want to be unethical and hide and just kind of be non-monogamous, but use the ethical as the, hey, I'm cool. And that doesn't work. Like, if you're going to be non-monogamous, it's like, let's be on the same page, let's communicate, let's feel good about what's going on here. And the non-monogamous doesn't mean like, hey, we're going to go out and just bang everyone. And a bang, 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 to bang, 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 to be bang, bang, bang. But it's more about just connections. Like when I was younger, I was more freely able to kind of hang out with people, even platonically, and not get, the stank eye. Like, I think that relationships become stifled these days because everyone's looking for LTR, 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 LTR. And it's like, bro, we haven't got on our first date and I'm already in contract with you. That doesn't feel good. Like, I mean, ultimately, I think that is a nice goal, is to find a partner that you can be with that accepts you for who you are. But in my experience, people change and people grow, and people really, they need to flow. They need to be able to go through their experiences. And so if I'm ever going to get an LTR again, it's got to be with someone that is, open to me being platonic with other people. Because if I can't be platonic with people, especially of the other sex, then it's like, you're my Lord and Master, and you don't have trust in me, and then that relationship won't go far. So there's that. But then, definitely people that like to have fun and grow and develop and experience new things. Like, boom. That's what motivates me, love. And I know it's kind of a double-edged sword there, but I love myself. I mean, I'm happy being by myself, to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm happier being by myself, because I find sometimes people want to be with you because they're not comfortable being by themselves. And so they'll go in and they'll they'll be like, hey, let's hang out, let's hang out, let's hang out, let's hang out. Which is cool to feel wanted, but sometimes they want to hang out because they just want to vent, and you're a good sponge. I'm a sponge John Roundpants. Or they need something from you, like they need attention, and that to me, like I don't want to just be that person. I want to be specific. I like communication that's reciprocal and engaging, and people that actively listen. So yeah, this episode's kind of changed to a lot. So let's throw it back. Let's throw it back to the beginning. Why do you exist? Why do I exist? To put the FU in fun, to have a great experience, to enjoy this human adventure. Most specifically, to entertain. What motivates me? Peace, happiness, and learning new things. I like to explore, like excitement. It motivates me. Now I get not everything's going to be like peaks of the mountain, because if everything was peaks of the mountain, then we'd have no valleys. And in the valley of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Speaking of king, so back to my second dream. I wake up sometimes, I go back to sleep. I was at the White House. I was videoing something. I don't know what exactly I was doing there. But the Don was there. And he came up to me and shook my hand and said, hey, how you doing? And I had a moment to actually speak with him, And I said, if there's one thing I want you to do as president, promise me you'll do this. He said, what is it? I said, please bring back the episodes of Celebrity Apprentice. They were so good. I learned a lot from those shows. I really enjoyed watching them. And he laughed. He goes, oh, yeah. But yeah, I think Celebrity Apprentice was a fun show, and it was cool to see, the tasks and the different personalities and teaching you how to kind of organize a business plan and model and stuff. So there was that. And then, after he left, there was all this food. There was tons of food. And it wasn't like McDonald's for sure. Like, there was a really good food there. At the end of my dream, there was a second time where I saw him again. And we talked more about the Celebrity Apprentice. He's like, oh, you really, really like that, huh? But then I got getting back to the food. It was lots of spinach pastries, which means I need to go to Opa Cafe today because they got this really great spinach pastry, and I'm going to go get one today. But yeah, so there was that, like the big pastries. I believe I had another dream that I don't remember. But the dream I have now that I do remember is me stepping onto the stage with the mic and not worrying about being judged and just having fun. And whether it be, DJing or telling a joke or whatever, I like to have fun. I like to entertain. I like to connect people. I like to put the show in show business. So there's that. So that's it. I know I said I was going to start selling my souls on another episode that I never even published, but yeah, the soul tokens, it's a goal. I'm going to sell that. And right now, I'm going to get up and dance with my spirit guides. Oh, my spirit guides? You mean Shakira and Dua Lipa? Yeah, because Dua Lipa, IDGAF, that's a good mantra. And then, Shakira, whatever, wherever, Make it happen, get it crack-a-lackin'. Boom. So you have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. And you can call the cool line, 650-383-7469. If you want to share me your dreams, your motivation, all that good stuff. Interact. Interaction is my satisfaction. So spark me up. If you spark me up, I'll never stop. Have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. Wow, 29 minutes. Didn't see that coming. Hashtag that's what she said. Anyway, Have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. Bye-bye.